today we're going to review a rather unusual release from Scotland's most sought-after distillery. It's a Springbank 5-year-old at 100 proof, bottled at a powerful 57.1%. Now, how do you confuse an Irishman, right? You tell him it's 100 proof, and then when he goes to the bottle and he sees 57.1, he's like, well, what's going on there, you know? So what's happening is the old British proofing system, 100 proof is 57.1, and of course the American proofing system, 100 proof is 50%. Talk about confusing, I don't know. So can your people not talk to their people not talk to your people, and get that sorted out, because it would be really appreciated. So anyway, look, you've heard right, 5 years old. It's not often that a distillery would just plonk 5 years old on the bottle and say go to it, but that's what Springbank effectively did. Whiskey companies usually hide the youth behind some sort of no age statement, dribble statement that they'll come up with. So, but yeah, I've got a little bit left in this bottle from my whiskey tasting club. They've been very kind and allowed me to do a review on it. So let's pour it. Oh yeah, I've got a dram left. Great stuff. Springbank 100 proof, aged 5 years, Campbeltown single malt Scotch whiskey. Now we know that Springbank is, well, you know, it's released in batches and it's pretty hard to get sometimes. Sometimes you've got to go into a ballot. Sometimes you've got to bribe your friends. Whatever you've got to do, you've got to get it. The distillery is obviously from Scotland. It's a Campbeltown single malt, 57.1 British proofing system, so it's 100 proof. Maturation, it is in 100% bourbon casks, which is really good. Natural color and non-chill filtered, and it was introduced just in 2025. The owner is J.A. Mitchell. And that's the technical information. Now let's get onto the nose. So, nothing off, nothing bad. And at 57.1 you would expect power. And I'm not quite getting as much aggression as I thought there would be. So, this 5-year-old, it's been released into their core range now. So, you know, again, 5 years old on a bottle is quite bold, I suppose, of Springbank to do it. But, yeah, interesting stuff. Now, I'm initially getting sort of orchard fruits, I suppose. You get that classic orchard fruit, green apples, lemon zest, that type of thing. Fresh pears. And there is, I suppose, there's that maritime nature that you get from the Springbank. Plenty of sweetness. You can get the sweetness, and you do get that distinctive. I wonder, you know, if you put it on a blind tasting, if you said a blind couple of Springbanks, a blind something, could you tell the Springbank? I think after a few Springbanks, you probably could. So let's have a go at it. Okay, so you do get that boom, you get that power. 57.1 definitely comes across. It's very, very sweet, the arrival, and it's oily and briny. You know, is there a touch of, I suppose there's a touch of peat or smoke in here, because that's sort of what I feel. That's what I feel in the mouth. That's what I feel there is. It's a very, very good whiskey. Springbank is a great whiskey. Springbank, as you know, or maybe you don't know, they also produce Hazelburn. They also produce Longrow, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful distillery. And Campbeltown used to be like the capital of single malts, and I think they're trying to reinvent it a little bit. There's 3 new distilleries being built in Campbeltown, which is quite an exciting development. So I'm not sure how. I think one of them is about open or maybe making new make as we speak. So this is definitely a very, very tasty dram indeed. It is strong. The tasting notes say that you get peppery spice, white pepper, black pepper. Do you know, I don't think it's spicy much at all. Even though it's only 5 years old, you would expect the spirit to be, well, it is young, but you would expect it to be maybe a little rough and a little unpolished around the edges. I'm not particularly getting that at all. I think this is actually very, very nice. It's very polished. It's very smooth. It's very easy to drink, even at the 57.1. I'm not putting water in it. I don't tend to put water in whiskey. I've got to be honest. I know that a lot of people taste it, and I would encourage you to put a little water in, just a drop. Don't put too much in, of course, because it's easier to put in than try and take it out, if you know what I mean. So, but there is that sort of very slight earthy sort of peat going on in that, and if you don't like peaty drams, maybe it's a good option to try this, because especially if you like cask strength whiskies, because this is very, very light. It's like nearly an introduction into a peat whiskey. It's spirit driven rather than the character as such. But saying that, there is a lot going on. You can definitely taste the citrus fruits. You can get the barley. You got that little bit of peat. The finish is long. I think it's long because at the back, at the very end, you got that sort of drying, which is a classic sort of Campbelltown trait as well. Just drying, bringing you back for more. It's unmistakably Springbank character. The alcohol continues to warm, but it doesn't overpower or overwhelm your senses. So it's a fascinating whiskey. Young, powerful, spirit forward. It doesn't maybe quite have the polished maturity, but it has a lot more polished maturity than I thought it might have. So, but would I recommend this for a beginner? Probably not, because it's 57.1 and because it's 5 years old, and because I think if you're an experienced whiskey drinker and you've had Springbanks, I think you're going to have this, because it certainly is worth it. And if you can get it, it's not easy to get. It really isn't easy to get. Go into the ballot, go online, join the online mailing list for things like this, and you'll get it, because there's only a certain allocation for each region or country. Now, scoring. After all that said, where would you put this? Certainly, I'm not going to give it a 1 barrel, because that's not from me, or 2, which is interesting. Is it 3 barrels, a solid dram? Is it 4 barrels excellent? Or is it 5 barrels just awesome whiskey? I think it could become just awesome whiskey, but in this particular time, I think we'll give it 4 barrels, which is absolutely excellent whiskey, because it is excellent whiskey. Please remember to like the video, subscribe, hit that little bell, and if you like the reviews, come back for more. We're pumping out 1 or 2, sometimes 2 a week. And until next time, drink responsibly. Slàinte, guys.